On March 14, 2026, Elon Musk posted 7 words on X. Terafab Project launches in 7 days. 7 words, 870,000 views in less than 24 hours. And in every boardroom across Silicon Valley, the same question arose. Is he serious? What Musk is announcing is a semiconductor fabrication plant, a fab, capable of producing up to 200 billion chips per year. To give you an idea, TSMC, the undisputed global leader, took 30 years to reach its current level. Intel has spent over $100 billion and is still lagging far behind. Tesla, on the other hand, is starting from scratch. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, the man who sells the most powerful chips on the planet, was blunt. Virtually impossible. And yet Musk is moving forward. So today we're going to dissect the most ambitious and most controversial project of the Tesla empire. We'll understand why Musk launched the Terafab, what it represents technically, why the industry thinks he will fail, and why, despite everything, it could change the world. Before we go further, if you're watching Blueprint Hub for the first time, subscribe now. Every week we break down the wildest technological bets of our time. The button is right below. And if you've been here since the beginning, thank you. It's because of you that we keep going. But to understand why Musk made this radical decision, we first need to understand the situation Tesla found itself in. And honestly, the situation is far more critical than people realize. Part 1. Tesla is suffocating. Tesla isn't really a car manufacturer anymore. We've been saying it for years, but in 2026, it's a concrete reality. Tesla is an artificial intelligence company that sells cars to fund itself. Full self-driving, the cyber cab, the Optimus robot, the autonomous taxi network. All these projects rely on one thing: ultra-specialized microchips in massive quantities, manufactured at the most advanced precision level that exists, 2 nanometers. The problem is that Tesla doesn't manufacture these chips. It orders them from TSMC and Samsung, 2 companies based in Asia, with their own priorities, their own order books, and their own capacity limits. And Musk said it clearly at the 2025 shareholders meeting. Even in the best-case scenario, his current suppliers won't be able to keep up with Tesla's growth in 3 to 4 years. We're talking about millions of specialized chips per year for Optimus alone, tens of millions for large-scale FSD, and hundreds of millions if the robo-taxi network becomes a reality. TSMC may be the best chip maker in the world, but it has customers everywhere. Apple, NVIDIA, AMD, Qualcomm, Broadcom. Tesla is an important client, but not the only one. And in the world of semiconductors, lead times are measured in years, not weeks. Tesla waited, negotiated, hoped. And then Musk asked the question everyone was avoiding. What if we did it ourselves? That's how Tesla has always operated after all. Batteries, too expensive, too dependent on suppliers? Tesla builds its own 4680 cells. Motors, software, AI chips. Everything integrated in-house. The Terafab is the same logic pushed to the extreme. Except this time, the playground is called extreme ultraviolet lithography, EUV. And that's where things get truly dizzying. So concretely, what is the Terafab? What does Musk want to build, where, and how? Because the figures he's announcing, they are literally unprecedented in the history of the industry. Part 2. A factory like the world has never seen so concretely. What is the Terafab? Musk hasn't revealed everything yet. The official launch is scheduled for the coming days. But what we already know is enough to make your head spin. The technological target is the 2 nanometer node. To give you some context, this is the most advanced manufacturing node in commercial production today. It is mastered by exactly 2 players in the world, TSMC and Samsung. It is the absolute frontier of what humanity can achieve in terms of chip fabrication. To give you an idea of what 2 nanometers represents, a human hair is about 70,000 nanometers wide. On a 2 nanometer chip, we etch transistors 35,000 times smaller than a hair. Billions of transistors on a surface the size of a fingernail, with a precision that no tool in the world can match, except one machine, only one, ASMLs. If you've watched our video on ASML, you know exactly what we're talking about. The production ambition announced by Musk: 1 million wafer starts per month. A wafer is a silicon disk from which hundreds of chips are cut. 1 million a month represents about 70% of TSMC's total monthly production capacity from a single factory. But what makes the Terafab truly unique is its ambition for total vertical integration. Not just logic chips, but also memory and advanced packaging, all under one roof. This is something no company in the world does at this scale, not even TSMC. Planned budget, separate from the $20 billion in 2026 CapEx already announced by Tesla. First target product, the AI-5 chip, in small series starting in 2026, full volume plan for 2027. Likely location, the North Campus of Giga Texas in Austin. On paper, it's spectacular. Revolutionary even. But here's the problem. Manufacturing semiconductors isn't like building a gigafactory. And the entire industry will tell you, it is perhaps the most difficult industrial challenge humanity has ever taken on. Part 3, why it's virtually impossible. Let's talk about Intel. Intel, not a startup. A company founded in 1968, which invented the microprocessor. Thousands of some of the best engineers in the world. Over $100 billion invested since 2021 in its technological catch-up program. The result in 2025, Intel Foundry reported an operating loss of $13.4 billion in 2024 alone. Its 18A node, meant to rival TSMC, is plagued by delays. Clients like Broadcom tested the wafers and declined. Intel had everything to succeed: experience, talent, money, history, and Tesla itself has been through this. Remember the 4680 cell? In 2020, Musk promised a revolution: 100 gigawatt hours of internal production by 2022, a 56% reduction in battery costs, and a $25,000 car. In 2025, 5 years later, Tesla produces about 20 gigawatt hours of 4680 cells. The $25,000 car still doesn't exist, and the Dojo program, Tesla's in-house supercomputer, was officially killed in August 2025. This isn't an attack, it's a fact. Tesla has a history of extremely ambitious announcements that take far longer than expected to materialize. There's also a talent problem. The two main architects of Tesla chips, Ganesh Venkataramanan and Peter Bannon, have left the company. Building a 2-nanometer fab doesn't just require money and will. It requires years of accumulated experience, thousands of specialized engineers, and a supply chain that takes a decade to build. TSMC took 30 years. Musk is talking about 3 years. The gap isn't trivial, it's staggering. It would be reasonable to expect them to fail. Chip fabrication is genuinely one of the hardest manufacturing challenges in human history. Holmar's catalog, independent Tesla analyst. And yet, as I said in the intro, Musk thinks he has a card that no one else can play. A radically different approach from anything the industry has tried so far. And if you know Elon Musk, you know he's been right before where everyone else thought he was wrong. Part 4. Tesla's secret argument. Here is what Musk is proposing, and it's conceptually brilliant even if no one knows yet if it will work. In a traditional fab, you make an entire building ultra-clean, a gigantic clean room where air is filtered thousands of times per hour, and every dust particle is a potential catastrophe. These buildings cost tens of billions just to build and maintain. Musk proposes the opposite. Instead of protecting the space, you protect the wafer itself throughout the entire manufacturing process. An isolation approach that could radically reduce construction costs and lead times. It's the same philosophy as the gigafactories. Rethink the manufacturing process from scratch, rather than optimizing what already exists. The stated goal, build the Terafab in less than 3 years, while the industry takes 5 to 7. On this point, Tesla has a real precedent. Giga Shanghai was built in 357 days, a world record for a factory of that size. And then there's the geopolitical argument. Building a 2-nanometer fab on American soil in Austin, Texas, means reducing strategic dependence on Taiwan. In the context of the 2026 US-China tensions, this argument resonates very loudly in Washington. Tesla could obtain massive subsidies under the CHIPS Act, as TSMC and Intel have already done. And here's the true strategic genius of the project. Even if the Terafab never reaches full capacity, it exists as a point of leverage against TSMC and Samsung. We can replace you. That's a sentence that changes a negotiation. What Musk is building, deep down, is total sovereignty over the technological backbone of his empire. FSD, Optimus, Cybercab, XAI, all these blocks rest on silicon. To control the silicon is to control the future of Tesla. It is a coherent vision. It might be unrealistic in the announced timeframe, but it is coherent. Now let's imagine it works. Imagine that in 3 years, the Terafab is running at full capacity. Who wins? Who loses? And would the world of semiconductors and beyond be truly different? Part 5. If it works, the world changes. Now, imagine it works. For real. Tesla would no longer be a car manufacturer that does AI. It would be an IDM, an integrated device manufacturer, on the same level as Intel and Samsung. A company that designs and manufactures its own chips, end to end. The only one in the Western world to master the entire chain, from raw silicon to the autonomous vehicle driving down the street. And it doesn't stop there. The Terafab would power not only Tesla, but the entire Musk empire. XAI and its Grok clusters, the Memphis supercluster, and potentially SpaceX for its next-generation Starlink satellites. Musk would become sovereign over the hardware that drives his ambitions. The extreme scenario, and it's not out of the question, is that Tesla becomes a chip supplier for other industries, a direct competitor to TSMC on its own turf. For NVIDIA, this would be a double threat, one giant customer less and one more competitor. Jensen Huang may have said virtually impossible, but he's watching Austin very closely. So, industrial genius or titanic hubris? The answer, as often with Elon Musk, is probably somewhere in between. Conclusion: Musk's failure would still be a victory. Let's go back to those 7 words. Terafab Project launches in 7 days. The Terafab is probably too ambitious in its announced timeline. The history of the industry, Intel, the 4680 dojo, tells us that Musk's big promises always arrive, but rarely when he says they will. Building a 2-nanometer fab in 3 years, when TSMC took 30, requires far more than an iron will and a massive budget. But here is what is certain. The logic behind the Terafab is irrefutable. Tesla cannot depend indefinitely on an island 110 miles off the Chinese coast for its most strategic component. The world needs a 2-nanometer fab on US soil, and if anyone can shake up the rules of this industry by rethinking the process from scratch, it's the man who built a reusable rocket when everyone said it was impossible. Even in the event of partial failure, the Terafab will have changed something. It will have forced TSMC and Samsung to negotiate differently. It will have perhaps unlocked unprecedented American subsidies. And it will have proven, or disproven, that semiconductor manufacturing can be rethought from zero. In either case, it's a story that Blueprint Hub will be following very closely. And you're going to watch the rest play out in real time. Engagement question. Now, I have a question for you. And I really read all the comments, so answer honestly. Do you think Tesla can pull off the Terafab in the announced time frame? Or are we going to see a repeat of the 4680 cell story? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you have a tip or an angle we didn't cover, share it. This channel is built with you. If this video taught you something, share it. It's the best way to help Blueprint Hub grow, and it literally takes 2 seconds. And if you aren't subscribed yet, the button is right there, because in the next video, we're going inside TSMC, the factory Tesla wants to dethrone. How do you make a 2-nanometer chip? Why can no one copy them? And why does this Taiwanese company literally hold the world in its hands? It's the direct sequel to what we just saw, and you won't want to miss it.